Thank you very much, Riv. And we're also joined by TSM's top laner, Dyrus. How you doing, man?
What's up, guys?
So you come off of a pretty convincing win, a bit of a slow start, but you really turned it on once you came into mid-game. Is that the TSM plan? Do you guys wait for team fights or what?
Well, personally, with the plan of Mundo, he has better late game. So we had poke from Mundo, and then we had our 2 engagers, our tanks, and then we had Turtle just out in his own world.
Just way far back as Caitlyn. So then talk to me about sort of the top lane matchups then. So you versus Quas, Shyvana versus Mundo. He picked after you. You picked Mundo right at the beginning. How's that matchup go?
So far for Mundo, you have like 0 killing pressure on Shyvana, but there are times where if you get enough cleavers in, you'll have control on him. And once you get 6 and you have Spirit Facade, it's really, really hard for Shyvana to kill Mundo, because if you don't kill Mundo after that initial burst from level 6 or level 11, then you're probably never going to kill him. But he did a really good job pushing me up, so I couldn't really use TP all of the time. I probably should have called for jungle help there. And then when I did, there was like no point because he just roamed on his own. So I was like, just Shyvana and Mundo, you just want to get to the late game.
And this was your first game playing against Curse with St. Vicious playing as a support. Were you able to notice any differences in their play style versus the last time you played them, now that they have a different lineup?
It's hard for me to say because it's only one. It's only one game, and I'm also on the opposite side of the map. From watching Saints games, I think he's been doing okay. There's been a mistake here and there, but that's just like natural for like coming back from retirement. I think he did pretty well on the support role. In that game, I didn't see anything like outstanding, but I noticed the difference in their play actually is they contested our red, but then I think they went a little bit too far and also contested our blue when I had TP. Now, if they had Mundo of TP, that would have been perfect for them. Like they would have had all control there. But since I had Mundo, I had TP. That's where they went. They pushed their advantage a little bit too far, and then that turned on them, and we got a lot out of that. And that was one of the early points of the game where it changed.
Yeah, so of course you had some really good early points as well. I want to get actually to a more mid-game team fight. About 20 minutes in, we have a replay if we can get that on your screen here. There's a big team fight around the river. If you want to take me through what happens here.
Is this for Dragon?
This is a very pivotal point in the game right here because Curse was on the Dragon.
All right, so they're half HP and they are taking damage from Dragon, Kale ult, St. Vicious. I'm not sure about that. Saint was in a bad position too. Auto1 just gets the ult on Voidboy. Voidboy instantly dies, doesn't even use flash, I think. Yeah, he still has flash up, and then we just chase him down. We're actually a little bit ahead, so just that much, like where Shyvana can't really do much more because it's Mundo. It's just, I don't know, it's just too overwhelming, it's just Mundo.
Just running through. And I'm actually a little curious now, since you guys have had so much success with Bjergsen in the mid lane, what was your team communication like before that fight? Reginald seemed to call everything in the past. Who was calling the shots right there?
We talk as a team. We actually talk way more because since no one's shot calling, we need to communicate with each other, find out what we're doing. So like I'd be asking Odd1, when's Dragon? You need to push up top before Dragon. And then it's like, oh wait, he's not even top lane. Forget about it. Go help middle, Just keep on talking, and then like, all right, I'll TP for Dragon. Then he's like, oh no, we need you here. So I'm like, all right, I will just walk down. And we were a little bit late on Dragon. Like they had all the control early, but they didn't make use of their vision to the fullest extent. They could have waited for us and just engaged on us instead of like. But even then, that's hard because we have Mundo and Nidalee, and we had a lot of poke, and we were a little bit ahead.
Yeah, is that communication structure ideal for you guys with everyone kind of talking and pitching in, or would you rather have maybe Bjergsen graduate to being a primary shot caller? Which one's better for you guys?
Right now, I can't tell, but it seems pretty like decent with like all of us talking. We're still trying to figure that out. Reggie's told that to us. We need to have like someone who has the end say, because in closer games and more pressured games when we go against higher teams like C9 or a European team or any other Asian team that's going to be playing at a higher level, it's just going to be like talking all together is not going to cut it. We're going to need those split-second decisions.
Once everyone gets nervous.
Yeah. So we're still figuring that out, but I think that's one of the things on our priority list.
Okay, so actually talking about Reginald, after the game he tweeted out that he thought you should be the week's MVP. How do you feel about him giving you that?
Personally, it's not me playing good. It's just if I ever do good, it's because the other top laner underperformed.
Really?
That's no offense to Inox. Like I thought he did fine. He just like took 2 tower shots, and it's just I hate being the aggressor for top lane because I'm really bad at it. So I like playing the passive side, so it's a lot easier for me. And if they make a mistake, then that just puts me ahead. And the reason why I got all those kills in the first game was because Shyvana AoE, build no damage, and just outscaled Renekton. And then this game it was Mundo outscaling Shyvana. But Quaz played the lane very well.
Okay. Well, of course, you did a very good job in these games. And now I got to say, last question of the day for you here. We've actually asked our audience what's the most surprising thing for them so far in the NA-LCS season. Is there anything that surprised you here in the North American LCS Spring Split?
Well, I guess the first thing is we got all these wins, and we only lost once, and that was our first game. And I felt like if that wasn't our first game, we could have. Well, we actually played that bad. There's no excuse for that. I think that the biggest surprise for me was I didn't expect CLG to have so much swap ups because of problems, and I was actually quite impressed that Chowster played really well. So that was my big surprise for all of LCS, that Chowster played amazing.
Awesome.
All right, Darius, thank you very much. Congratulations on maintaining your first place here in the North American LCS. And, of course, we'll see more of you guys throughout the season. But, guys, we got more games today.